There is something you have always known, something buried deep inside you, but you don't remember it. Not yet, because from the moment you were born, you were told a lie, that you are separate, that you are small, that you are just a fleeting speck in a vast and indifferent universe. But what if that isn't true? What if you are not just a part of the universe, but the whole thing? The ancient philosopher Heraclitus once said, "You cannot step into the same river twice, because the river is always changing, but so are you. Your body is not the same as it was yesterday. Every 7 years, nearly every cell in your body has been replaced. Your mind is not the same either. Every experience rewires it, reshaping the person you think you are. So, if nothing about you is permanent, then what are you? Maybe the mistake was thinking you were ever separate from the river at all." Alan Watts called this the greatest illusion of all, that we are separate egos living inside a bag of skin. We assume we are individuals, cut off from the rest of reality, looking out at the world like an outsider. But if you were never told your name, never given a language, never taught to draw a line between you and everything else, would that line even exist? Or would you simply be? The boundaries you believe in are artificial. The atoms that make up your body were once in the heart of a dying star. Before that, they were part of something else, and after you are gone, they will move on, becoming something new. The universe is not made of separate things. It is one single, continuous process, and you are it. In 2012, physicists at the University of Bonn conducted an experiment that confirmed something terrifying. They created a system where particles existed in a state of limbo, neither here nor there, until they were observed. This is known as the quantum observer effect. Reality, at its smallest level, does not take shape until it is noticed. But if the universe only becomes real when observed, then what was it before you looked at it? What if nothing exists without consciousness? What if consciousness itself is not inside you, but the fundamental force that gives rise to everything? This is not a new idea. In Advaita Vedanta, an ancient school of Hindu philosophy, it is said that Tattvam Asi, you are that. You are not separate from the universe. You are the universe, dreaming of itself. Just as a wave is not separate from the ocean, just as a tree is not separate from the forest. You are not in the universe. You are the universe. But you forgot, and now you think you are just a person. If you believe you are only your body, then ask yourself, where do you end? Are you just the skin that wraps around you? Or does the air that enters your lungs becomes your breath and fuels your blood? Does that count as you too? The food that nourishes you, was it not once something else? The people who shaped your thoughts, are they not part of you? The language you speak, the ideas in your mind, where did they come from? Nothing exists in isolation. There is no clear boundary between you and everything else. So where do you end? Maybe the answer is simple. You don't. The philosopher Erwin Schrödinger, famous for his thought experiment about the cat that is both dead and alive, once said something far stranger. Multiplicity is only apparent. In truth, there is only one mind. One mind, not many. Consciousness is not produced by the brain. It is not locked inside your skull, trapped in a prison of flesh. Your brain is just a receiver, a filter, a fragment of something vast and limitless, like a drop of water scooped from the ocean. When you look at another person, what if you are just looking at yourself, experiencing life through different eyes? What if there has only ever been one awareness, experiencing itself in infinite forms? What if every life is just the universe, playing every possible role, from every possible perspective. What if you have lived 1,000 lives before this one, and you just don't remember? What if you are God, pretending to be human? In 2001, researchers conducted an experiment known as the Ganzfeld test, a sensory deprivation experiment meant to trigger altered states of consciousness. Participants were placed in an environment without sound, without light, without any outside interference. And over time, something strange happened. Their sense of self began to dissolve. The illusion of individuality began to break, and many of them reported the same terrifying experience. They felt as if their consciousness was expanding, no longer limited to their body, as if they were merging with something far greater. And the moment they returned to normal reality, it was gone, like waking from a dream. But if consciousness is truly one, if you are not separate from the universe, then what happens when you die? Do you return to something greater? Do you wake up in another form, in another time? Or have you already lived this moment before, and you're just remembering it now? And if death is not the end, then who were you before you were born?